Hello everyone! So I have figured out over the years that no one really knows how to comfort someone when they're upset. So I decided to make a video on how to help people when they're upset. Mind you, I'm not an expert on this, I just have dealt with upset people. Often when people are upset, they don't want advice. And I think this is a big mistake that people make. If someone's sitting there going, I just don't know what to do, there's all these problems, I just don't know what I need to do, they didn't ask a question. They didn't say, how am I supposed to do this? Can you help me? Because if they say that, then of course say, okay, well, here are some ideas that I've come up with. But if they're sitting there going, I just don't know what to do, most of the time what they're trying to do is just say, I have all these problems, I just want to talk about it. When you give someone advice when they don't want it, oftentimes they'll feel like you're not listening, which isn't true at all. But it just feels that way because they're sitting there being like, I know all these things that I can do. Like, I know that to get my grades up, I just have to study more. But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I have these problems and I want you to listen to my problems. Another thing is never say, I'm sorry, I don't know what to say. I know that you have the best intentions when you say this, but it doesn't help. If I'm sitting there telling you my problems, I am telling you them for a reason. It's because I want to make sure that someone's listening and trying to understand. So saying, I'm sorry, I don't know what to say right now is not quite the best thing to do. It just shuts people down. There are variations that you can say on this. I'm sorry, is there anything that I can do? However, if you say that, you can't say that several times. Sometimes people will just say, is there anything I can do? Is there anything I can do? Is there anything I can do? And most of the time, like I said, it's listen. And a lot of things about comforting someone is making sure that you word things a certain way. So the difference between, I'm sorry, I don't know what to do, or I don't know what to say, versus, is there anything that I can do? Because both of them pretty much mean the same thing. One is, I don't know what to do right now, I wish you would just tell me, and the other one is asking them what it is that they need from you. A lot of time when people are upset about things, they don't feel in control, and by telling someone their problems, they feel like they are in control of the situation and of their emotions, even if they're crying or whatnot. By giving them the power, it makes them feel less small. A big thing people underestimate is shutting up. Sometimes people need someone to talk at them and need them to say, oh yeah, I understand, but remember, you're a great person, you're wonderful, you get through this, I promise. Sometimes that helps. Without a doubt that helps sometimes, but you have to learn when to just sit there and listen. You have to try and make sure that it seems like you're really engaged, like leaning forward. Here's a big thing that a lot of people forget, is checking up on someone. You know, it's all good said and done when you say, you know, I'm really sorry, and if you know, I'm glad that you talked to me about this, but if you ever need help, just let me know. Because oftentimes they'll be like, oh, I don't want to feel like I'm intruding, and I just, you know, I've already given them my problems, I don't want them to think anything. So by you going up to them later and saying, hey, is everything going okay, how are you doing? Something small, it makes them feel like, you know, someone does care about me. Everything is going to be fine. And I understand sometimes you don't want to do that because then you have to listen to them rant again. Do not brush off the things that they are saying. Like, by saying that, oh, it's no big deal, it's fine. It's not, obviously, at this point. I mean, if they're this upset about it, then no, it's not. They don't want to hear that their problems are small because to them, that's their reality. And in the same way, don't sit there and say, oh, well, I understand what you're going through. I went through the same thing last year and blah, 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 and here's all my problems. And then get on to a tangent about you instead of something that's focusing on them. If they are a person that needs hugs, hug them. I know this is something that probably seems very obvious, but for some people it doesn't. And if they are someone that does not like physical contact, do not put your hand on their shoulder. Do not say, do you need a hug? Do not do things like that. Also, don't treat the person like they are incompetent or they just are incapable of doing all these things, because if you treat them like a baby, then they feel really bad, because this is not about them being so small that they can't they're not capable of handling these things. I think what a lot of people forget is that this reality that we're living in is our reality. So to you, something that happened with your grades or your financial aid problems might seem like a big deal. It might be, because it is a big deal. But to them, a relationship problem might seem like a big deal. And, financial problems versus relationship problems, one seems a bit bigger than the other. The thing is, this reality, this is the hard part for this person, but this is the hard part for this person. So it doesn't mean that this problem isn't as big as this, because this person handles it differently than this. I have a bunch of other things that I could say, but I can't seem to remember them right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. If you didn't like it, then I'm sorry, you just wasted your time. Comment. I love hearing comments from you guys. Subscribe if you really enjoyed my video. If not, don't subscribe and just don't watch my videos again. Also, I know I talked about this several months ago, but I am so close to being finished with this short film that I'm making. It's looking pretty good right now, especially for being my first short film that I've made. So I should be getting that out to you guys in the next couple of weeks, I really hope. I hope you guys are having a really nice winter, and if you aren't, remember that it's only temporary. Spring is coming, even if it seems like it's so many months away. Just keep pushing and it'll be fine.